Hi there, it's Melissa and I'm back with another Making Lemonade video. This is my fourth video and this week is called Pattern Inspiration, and I'm using my October Clique Kit, which is called Funfetti, and I'm down to the scraps and I really wanted to use it for this video series. So that's the inspiration, and it's a top of my youngest daughter's. And amazingly, the photo that I'm scrapping actually has her wearing the top, so that's always a bonus. And there's the top again, and I just love that it's got a heart on it, and the heart's made up of flowers and butterflies, and so this really was my inspiration. I had looked at that top for quite a long time and thought I'm really inspired to make a scrapbook layout based on it. So I know people have done this before. They've made wreaths with flowers and hearts and probably done hearts like this, but this is my version of it, and I wanted to take it a bit further, not just do the heart, but really take inspiration from what was on her top. So these are the punches that I'm using, and going a bit old school, but I love using punches. They're a great investment, and I think they'll never date, and even if they do date, I'll still use them. So this is a heart that I had drawn on with some colour shine, and I'm pretty impressed with it really, because I did it freehand, so not too shabby if I say so myself. And I'm just wanting to add a bit of something behind the photo, so I'm using some distress ink and picked raspberry and some water, and I'm just doing our favourite packaging technique. And I love that the way this looks in the background, and it's really representative of the pink in her top as well, so that's why I'm doing that. Now, I had made this background for another layout, and I'd gotten incredibly frustrated and didn't use it, and I think I'd shared on another video that it's because I tried to stitch while the colour shine was still wet. Never a good thing. So here I'm using a really old Stampin' Up! Stamp that I won at a crop, and it says Adorable, and I've just stamped it on that piece of Pink Fresh Studio, and I'm just cutting out just freehand really, using the stripes as a guide, and then I'll just trim it down. It says Adorable, and I just want to put that on the bottom of that frame. Now that frame is one of the exclusive cut files from the October Clique Kit, and I got a cameo just over a week ago, and so I haven't had that much time to use it yet because I've been really busy with work, but I cut out a few things, and that was one of them, so I really wanted to use that little frame, and it's got a backing behind it, so you just stick the photo down, fold over the top, and really cute. So that there is a piece of glassine bag that I had left over, and I'd ruffled it, and I'd used it on another layout, and this is a leftover, and so I'm wanting to use up as much as I can, and the glassine bag would have just had some goodies in it, so I love using packaging and bits and pieces, as you know. So here I'm just looking at these puffy stickers. I've only got 2 left, and I wanted to get one down, but because I'd already used that Adorable stamp, it was too much. And it was also too much with that Lovely Day card as well, because the heart isn't that big, and I wanted to keep all my embellishment and clusters really centered, and then really focus on using the punched shapes around the heart, as you'll see soon. So I'm really loving doing multi-photo layouts at the moment. I love doing a staggered look when I have 2 photos. So this photo is just, we had some rain, and then Brielle loves going out in the rain, and as soon as it had stopped, actually before it stopped, she went outside and just stood on it with her arms out, which was really cute. I wish I got a photo now. But after it stopped, she wanted to go and play in the puddles, and I just let her go because, hey, you're only a child once, and it's fun. And it reminded me of Peppa Pig, how they always talk about jumping in muddy puddles. And I did think about somehow integrating that into the title of this, but there wasn't enough room. Anyway, I'd fussy cut out one of the balloons that I had left on that balloon paper, and I thought that was kind of cute and carefree, just having it floating just on the side of the photo. And I really wanted to use a little cactus girl flare, and so you'll see me get that into the layout soon. Playing around with just a piece of acetate card that I've used it on something else, and I had a bit left, but I couldn't make that work as well. And now at this point I was thinking I'll just get all these bits and pieces down, glue them down, and so that's what I'm doing. But then when I look at her little top, it actually has some black flowers and black butterflies. So I pulled this really old stamp. It was my friend's. I get Stampin' Up! As well. She didn't want it, so I got it. She gave it to me. And so I'm just stamping them in StazOn. And I'm wanting these flowers, and I will stamp some butterflies too. I want them just to be visible in the background. And I think they provide a bit more texture and a bit more interest. And I'm really loving incorporating stamping into my designs at the moment. So now I was going to start putting things back on, but then I realised that I should do some butterflies. This is also a Stampin' Up! Stamp. It's really old as well. It's the first Stampin' Up! Stamp I ever got, and it comes with a punch, and some of those butterflies I have punched with that punch. So I'm just getting them on the page, and at the moment it looks pretty plain, but once I get everything else on, I'm really happy with the way it turns out. And so I'm just gluing everything down with some Tombow Mono, and I don't press too hard, I just sort of get it on there, and I want them to kind of sit like they're not completely flush to the page. And some of them are pretty little. I've got those tiny little flowers there, and I did think about using my fine line bottle with the liquid glue in it, but the glue, if the mono, Tombow Mono, if that was in the fine line, then I would, but the glue is quite thin, so I didn't want to with them. So I'm just using Tombow. And the thing about Tombow is it dries pretty much clear anyway, so I'm happy with how it looks. And you can see there, I've sped this up a lot because and cut a lot out because it's pretty much all the same. But it's coming together, and I struggled to use that card there, so I'm just punching out some butterflies. And I like the mix of colour and black and white, and then of course the black stamping. So it's coming together, and always did envisage being able to see the stitching and the heart underneath, but in the end you don't see it. And I did also think about stitching around the heart, but I like it just the way it is, so it's fine to change things up as you go. And that's what I love about scrapbooking, is you might have an idea in your mind of how you want to do something, and when you come to do it, it takes a different angle or goes a different way, and I'm perfectly fine with that. So I just wanted to space out my hearts, flowers and butterflies, because that's the only shapes that I had, and really is representative of her little embellished heart, I guess it is, in her top. And yeah, nearly there now. And then I'm using my fine line bottle to get these little, they're like confetti, they're not sequins because they don't have holes, but they're really cute little gold circles. And I don't show you all of that, but I get them right around the edge or amongst the heart. So now this is my secret with how I adhere flare. If they're flat backed like this one, I put some glue dots on, and then I put some Tombow on, and the combination of the two, the glue dots enable it to stay where I want it, and then the liquid adhesive really adheres it so it's stuck fast. And I have it anchoring that balloon, which is cute. And I'm so happy to get that little cactus in the page. Really sweet. And I did struggle with a title and where to put my journaling. So for this one, I'm just going to call it Play, because that's what she's doing. These are the Funfetti Studio leather stickers, and they are awesome. I love that they've got different colours and they're gold tipped. And you'll see soon that I will need to come back in and glue them down as well. I think just with that, with the glassine bag, they need a bit more hold. So now I'm adding a tassel, and I was going to use that peach coloured one, but I've got a lot of green ones left and I haven't used any, and I thought green would go really well with the cactus and just be a bit different really, and I like the way that looks. That's a little piece of the cut apart sheet, and I just want to tuck it behind the photo there just for interest as well, and so I just trim it down till I'm happy. Was going to glue it, but then decided just to use some double-sided tape, so it depends how I'm feeling really as to what adhesive I use. So there I go with that, and I like the little added extra touch that it adds to the top there. And of course I had to position it so you could see pink, because I love pink. And the best way to get these adhered is with staples. I like the look of the staples, and I like the fact that I guess it gives a bit of movement as well. and it doesn't look like it's just floating there, it's actually stuck down. So I'm nearly done at this point, and now I'm just gluing those letters down, and I don't show you all of that, I'm just showing you that I had to. And I've got these wood veneers, they are amazing. And I tried to get a heart on the page as well, but in the end there's enough hearts, and it wouldn't have looked right amongst all the other punched out shapes. So I'm nearly done now, and all I have to do is add my journaling, and I add a little green bee for Brielle. Now my camera cuts out and you'll miss my journaling, but all I do is journal just above the photo, and it's not the ideal spot, but I needed it to be close to the photo and not go outside of the heart. And then I just back it on a piece of paper that I don't even know where it's from, but I needed something to add to my kit, and that's my final layout. So thanks for watching.